Let's go. This time I don't feel it. Run it twice. Actually, I really didn't feel it and run into aces, blind versus blind. Wow, reads are on point. Damn it. Aces versus queens, calling down here. Yes. Interesting is this here is that a sizing tell or not? Is he just playing that big sizing? Is he playing it with enough bluffs as well? I mean, the 10 gives me some protection there in the way that I have some nuts, but actually not too many against the sizings that were used. I'm not defending all the queen 10 suited type of hands. So I still need to call down quite like something. I don't have fives and deuces too often, so I don't want to fold everything, and then queens is one of the next best. We could make an argument for ace king being the better catcher, but then still there's a line. I think ace king is maybe a slightly better catcher than jacks, but I don't want to fold queens and allow him to value bet jacks because I'm only calling ace king or something like that. So I think this is pretty standard. Oh, I lost here? What the fuck? I missed that. Wow, insane. This is really, really bad. Okay. Someone calls a 3-bet out of position there. I go for a small c-bet with king 10. Check, check. And then on that river, he goes for a check call. Like all my 10s, 9s, and so on get the free showdown here. And he only gets money from this. I mean, which bluffs am I having here? Like, yes, there are some, obviously. But to bluff catch, he doesn't need nuts. And then once facing that bet, actually, he could check jam. Like I'm betting ace king plus on the turn. Maybe I have some pocket kings, he blocks that. So it's like, yeah, this is a very, very, very bad play here. Here we got lucky. So very interesting board here. 3-bet pot, jack 9-6. Very, very, very dangerous board from his perspective, having a mate hand. But any card that he sees more is just like bad for his hand. A queen is bad, a king is bad, a 10 is bad, a 9 is bad, an 8 is bad, a 7 is bad, a 6 is bad. Hearts are bad. So he would love to have the money in right now. To do so, he has two options. One is the big bet. The other one is the check raise. He decided to go for the check raise. This is something you can do. Blocking the jack kind of sucks. So doing that with almost same hand strength like pocket queens and then unblocking all the ace jacks and king jacks is something you do more often. But ace jack here is either a check call or a check raise, and the check raise is absolutely fine. I think he should give himself the option to jam turns by sizing up slightly. He finds a workaround for that by using that random sizing where he's actually pot committed. But I'm just jamming those hands that do not benefit from seeing more cards now really regarding the information. Right? So if I river an 8 now, I'm not sure whether I'm good. If I river hearts now, well, he could have king 10, queen 10 of hearts, something like that. Then I'm not 100% sure, something like that. So if I have queen 10 of hearts myself, I'm just calling using the perfect information that I'm having. An 8 gives me the nuts, hearts give me kind of the nuts, a king gives me the nuts, and so on. So actually, like, he gives me a good option here, and I think just jamming is slightly better. Maybe a follow-up mistake from his flop sizing that does not fit to the line really. All right, and then I got lucky. Aces here. Right here, I talked a little about how I structure my flop betting range. I have kings, I have queens. 7s and 5s can hit him quite well, I guess. He has all kinds of ace X, so I think I need a checking range. And then aces are just a good one to check as well. Small bet is totally fine as well. Then we have the same problem on the turn. So I try to build like ranges that play together, and then aces is my protection hand. And then if I have like something like ace 4 suited, I play it the same way. And then we see that on the river as well, where yeah, maybe kings are good. Maybe kings, and then if he raises, because we had the question, maybe king of clubs, king of hearts is the good re-raise bluff. But then I don't know, if I rep aces and he has an ace, he can play ace queen or ace jack like that, for example. I'm not sure about how important it is to find the balanced bluffing range here, but that was a nice hand anyways. 29 players in the Zoom 500 pool, so let's get that. Let's actually rejoin all of them. Let's start with 3 tables and replayer. So maybe if action is very, very slow, I add a 4th table or switch one to Zoom 200, because I'm not sure, 29, now 34 players entry is whether that is enough to really run smoothly here with 3 tables. Here a call 4-bet spot, I guess 9s never make the cut. King, king 10, I expect a range bet. Half pot is interesting. This guy, I remember, I know the name that he's like pretty much playing his hand. So This sucks. I mean, I'm definitely calling a 10 once, but it's more like I get the maximum now against those hands that call once and then make a decision, compared to just like quarter potting. If I need to put him on a hand, it's ace 10, jacks and queens. So I'm pretty much like that size up. I don't see the bluffs there, to be honest. So happy to overfold that turn. Pocket eights, call or 3-bet with an unknown in the big blind. I tend slightly towards the call. Like lots of people stab that all the time because worse players do not have the right amount of check raises there. Jared Man should check raise a lot here. Now the 6 is another good card for me after check. So I think now is the time to either bet once or start small. It's 2 options. I go for the bet once and then call it a day on the river. King 10 off against someone who plays every hand so far. With that sizing, it sucks a little, but I think this is a call for us. Check on that board. I'm trying to make hands against those player types, so I check back, hope for a king or a queen, or maybe even a 10 is good. Let's see. Rather keep it small until I know more. It's like, yeah, obviously would have loved to see a check now. I'm definitely calling and go from there. And this is probably not my river. 3-way on that board. I think I'm checking this 9-5 back. I have some backdoor equity going on and I don't want to fold to check raise. Given all the, I'm not blocking any of the backdoors. There's quite some check raise frequency going on against me. Actually would love to raise here. I think I like it. It's like one of those spots where I guess no one finds bluffs really. And this here seems, I mean, I'm blocking his folds. That's bad. And maybe just having 6-4 is better. But I think this is just one you can get easily away with quite often. Interesting, those 9s, not always a call, but he uses a kind of small sizing for the big blind. So definitely increasing my calling frequencies here. Now we have that board that is pretty decent for me in position, and a small size that is pretty much not a thing on that board. It usually means something. I guess with my hand, I cannot adjust anything and just call is the only option. I think like my pocket 9s as a pair are fine checking down or fine getting a little more money and protection in there, but especially the chance to hit a straight on the river makes it nicer to build a pot. Like a 5 or a 10 is just very, very good outs. Maybe check back 8-9 a little more often. Takes away some options, like he could have king 8 suited, ace 8 suited. So yeah, I slightly prefer the bet on the turn, not expecting to get check raised too often. Pushing my equity a little. Now, even if he's better, I still had the equity on the turn. So yeah, hoping to see some ace 8, some ace queen of clubs, something like that. Ace 5 of hearts. Okay. And here, jacks for betting. This is a call. We cannot learn too much from that. Run twice. Let's run once. Let's go. Ace king. Yeah. Right. So jack 10 on ace king jack down here against a small bet. I think we should sometimes check raise. I rolled a call, but mainly we will do that with a backdoor flush draw, obviously. Small bet, snap small bet on that board. We're actually having a bigger bet. It makes a lot of sense. Is quite interesting. Having a jack and having a 10. Wow, that is a lot of good hands. So just thinking about, I'm definitely block betting a jack. I'm value betting any jack here. So I want to have my jack with a straight in the same range like my jack without a straight. If I have jack 9 of diamonds, I'm block betting for value against all the ace X. I think this makes a lot of sense to have that here to snap call him off if there is something. And he has a random ace. Would you use a button 3-bet only strategy? Even on lower limits like NL25, what would be your bottom hands to do so? Splitting your strategy into call and 3-bet allows you to play more hands. That's the main point. And on NL25, my edge would be so big post-flop that I want to play lots of hands. That is a huge reason, even though the rake will kill me, to just play more hands and play a calling range. Right? I'm super happy to flat all kinds of 9-6 suiteds on the button, I guess. But yeah. As a general thing, if you don't give yourself huge post-flop edge, it's more about the learning curve that you're saying, okay, I'm on my way, I'm still learning and so on. Then I think it makes a lot of sense to play 3-bet only. The rake is very, very high, so you need to find a reason that makes up for that high rake, because just the call itself is not the money printing part. Here, I think I want to polarize way more using large sizes on that 10 on the turn. It's like one of those bets I need to make, but I expect to get check raised quite often. So yeah. Down here, I actually thought about donking that board from the big blind. Larger c-bet call, but I want to not split my range here. I'm the one with the strongest stuff, so I want to do lots of check raising. I have a nut draw. I might potentially want to go all in. Actually sizing up. He should make some insane laydowns and then I can play against the recreational. Let's go. This time I don't feel it. Run it twice. Actually, I really didn't feel it and run into aces blind versus blind. Wow, reads are on point. Damn it. But here, another 4-bet pot where I flop a flush draw. Hit. Okay, let's hit that flush draw, and if not, jam if he checks to me. And why am I... Okay, that 4 is not great. I have ace-jack suited. I have like king-jack, like actually the hands that you would expect me to have now. Ace-king, what is betting and then checking the river? So actually, I mean, didn't you give that one up? No, I think I need to bluff this. Aces, I have kings. If ace-jack, I'm not fast playing that. I don't have too many flush draws. I jammed the ace-high flush draw on the flop. It's just too much equity. I'm not getting there with like ace-high flush draws that busted. So just trying to figure out my own range there to find the bottom of it and then jam. I don't really see his bet check folds, like better hands than mine, but yeah. Bottom range is bottom range, so. Okay, this is interesting. I guess this is, well, this is a 3-bet pot and he donks out here. I'm raising this one. It's, yeah, one of those donking boards, but not that high frequency because button versus cutoff. If I'm 3-betting high frequency, I have 8s, 7s myself. So it's like not that he crushes me on those boards insanely. And then it's important to find exactly those bluffs and not continue too weak.